Hey guys, what is going on, and welcome back to another episode of our Road to Glory career mode. This is episode number 29, and I'll start today's episode off by showing you the poll results after I asked you guys in the last episode whether you prefer me doing live or post commentaries for the games in this series. Now, of course, I knew it wasn't going to be 100% to 0%, but 70% of you said you prefer live games to post commentaries, and as Don Bradshaw said, why don't you try and balance out the post slash live commentaries according to the percentage of the poll. So what I decided from now on, I'll try to do it half and half, but because 70% of you prefer live commentaries, I'll try and make sure that I do more live commentaries to post commentaries, but still do my fair share of post commentaries as well. In today's episode, for example, there's one live game and one post commentary, but you will of course see more live games throughout the entire series, but I'll still do some post commentaries from time to time as well. But also in the last episode, we saw that Victor Andrade, one of our players of the season, was forced off through injury in the game against Stuttgart. That was so annoying. He is one of our best players of the season so far, and he's going to be out for 8 weeks as well, so 2 months. It's a major blow, especially as we're coming into the business end of the season. So what I've done is I put Mane in the team, put him on the left side of midfield, and pushed Justin Kluivert to the opposite flank to start on the right side of midfield. And Christopher Butchman will also get a seat on the bench now, as the 25-year-old hasn't really featured that much since he came back from that serious 7-month injury. So a real big blow then. Victor Andrade out for 2 months, and how will we get on without one of our players of the season in the first game of today's episode as we travel away from home to take on Borussia Dortmund at the Signal Iduna Park. We do come on the back of that big 1-0 victory at the Mercedes-Benz Arena against Stuttgart, but Dortmund right now have the best defense in the league and they're in second place, 7 points behind Bayern Munich. But for us, a win in this game will take us into the Europa League places for the first time in a very long time. So both teams desperately need the points for different reasons. Dortmund trying to stay in the title race and keep hold of Bayern's coattails, but for us, we're doing everything we can to keep our momentum going and finish in the Europa League place come the end of the season. A draw really does neither team a favour as both sides need that win, so let's find out who comes out on top in a massive clash in the Bundesliga. So away we go then, Borussia Dortmund away at the Signal Iduna Park as a man has already injured someone. And this is a really big game. Only one win in our last 3. The last episode I was raging. I was getting really frustrated. Understandably so. That should be 9 points out of 9 in the end. Only 5 points accumulated. And with us right now hoping to qualify for the Europa League come the end of the season, 11 games to go, this should be the start of our run towards the end of the season where we don't drop many points and collect big wins, like hopefully one away from home here. So big win over Stuttgart to bounce back after those 2 draws in Mercedes-Benz Arena. This is a different sort of animal though. Dortmund away, we've got to get the win. Daniel Rott is back in the team. Once again, Sobiech dropped to the bench. And the 16-year-old, the kid, the closer, back in that starting 11 as he helped us keep a clean sheet in that last game. I was very impressed as well with how he defended against Stuttgart. We're not a defensive team. I say it all the time, but it's true. This is unlike any other career I've done, really, in the past 2 years. This is an all-out attack type of team. But to be able to keep a clean sheet and a 16-year-old stepping in, holding down the fort, I was really impressed by that. And that's good to know that you guys, once again, have called it right. Daniel Rott is probably more of a centre-back than a left midfielder. Anyway, here's Pedro Henrique finding Philip Billing, the great Dane, out wide towards Kekuta Mane. Mane trying to come inside, starting in the absence of the injured Victor Andrade. Odger, the engine, turns one, finds shooting space. Oh, it's into the back of the net. What a goal! Moses Engine. Sorry? What? Moses the Engine with the goal and the perfect start for St. Pauli. We're 1-0 up 12 minutes in. He's wearing the captain's armband. Sobiech on the bench. I fancy this guy as the long-term captain of St. Pauli. He never stops running. And what a goal that was through the legs of the defender. And the goalkeeper, Weidenfeller, had literally no chance. A brilliant strike by our Kante into the back of the net. And St. Pauli take the lead away against Dortmund. 1-0. What a start. And it's true, like, this guy is just, he's extraordinary, he's unbelievable, and he's in to win it back again. Honestly, I would recommend this guy for any career mode you guys are doing as a defensive player. that helps you get the ball back every single time you need to make an interception, and also get forward on the offensive end and cause a panic and come good when you need him most. And now Mane storms down the left-hand side here. Piszczek comes across, but he takes around a pole and finds the Great Dane inside the area, across to Charities. Oh, it's just wide after deflection from Weigl. What a start! Also, it's not Weigl and Feller in goal, it's hits actually. But anyway, here's Villa on the ball, finding Charities, the Italian, through towards a man. He sets himself, surely for two. Oh, what a save by Hits, and Piszczek gets it clear. Brilliant, brilliant save by the goalkeeper. Moses inside the area, looking for his second, and then straight down the throat of the number 23. What a start to this first half. It's all St. Pauli right now, and hopefully we won't rue missing all these chances. Dortmund are the best defensive side in the league, but right now we are tearing them open. The Dortmund are trying to respond here. Marco Reus finding Piszczek, and the Polish right back on the ball tries to come inside. Good tackle by Kekuta Mane. And oh no, 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 no. There's certain moments where you just don't pass out from the back, and you never learn. Do you, Docs? You never ever learn. I never press the circle button, but there are times where you're under pressure and you just have to do it. Pedro Enrique surrenders possession. I should have just pressed circle, and then I took the man down from behind. No complaints. It's a certain penalty, and Royce can put Dortmund back on level terms. I never, ever, ever learn. Royce with the spot kick, and Bilo. Oh, well, he doesn't need to make a save, I guess, the right way, but Marco Reus has chipped the ball over the bar. I'd like to think it was me putting him off that did the job, and maybe it was, because Royce has just put over a catastrophically humiliating penalty for him, because that went nowhere near the top corner, and it went straight over the bar and looped behind for a goal kick. And oh my goodness, you are joking me. Thank God. What is going wrong? Down your rock. Thank you, son. Dear, oh dear. It's still 1-0. I can't believe it. What a start this has been to the game. Absolutely fantastic. As Rott is in there again. The 16-year-old, he's only 5'10", but he's playing like a giant right now. Mane inside to Billing, the Great Dane. Through to David Villa. Villa across to Amang. Amang, surely this time. Thomas Olivier Amang, a rare goal scorer, has scored his second of the season. And the two opponents he scored against, Bayern Munich at home, in stoppage time to claim a point. And now Borussia Dortmund away to double our advantage. And that all came from Daniel Rott, the closer, the kid, stepping in, winning it back, and starting a counter-attack. I'm questioning whether you guys know something I don't, because every single time you suggest something, it comes good. You said Stein at centre-back. Look what's happening. One clean sheet against Stuttgart, maybe another one here, and he certainly helps to get a second goal. 2-0 to St. Pauli. This is extraordinary. Come on, the Buccaneers. Pulisic inside towards Marco Reus. De Ligt sticks out his leg but can't get the ball clear fully, and Julian Weigl fires it just wide. We're just approaching the hour mark. We are still leading by 2. Dortmund haven't done much, but they're in second place for a reason. This game is not over yet. There's Marco Reus, chucked down by Matthias De Ligt, and De Ligt steps out now, and this is a bit worrying because we need to be structured really if we're going to hold on to this 2-0 cushion. But here's Schürrle down the left. We're exposed right now, not great positioning in the area, and that's why Ramos has headed it in. He's beat Pedro Enrique in the air, and with 21 minutes to go, Dortmund have halved the deficit. Well, what a great game here at the Signal Iduna Park, and it's not done yet. It wasn't exactly great in the area. There was a free header as well for Weigl, had the cross been a little bit lower, but instead it didn't matter because Ramos beat Pedro Enrique in the air. Dortmund have got their goal, and there's a lot for me to chew on right now. 20 minutes to go. Do we stick or twist? Go on, Enrique. You get some, you get some, you get some. Oh, well, it's not the best. Pedro Enrique, I must say, ever since he's come back from that injury, has not looked quite as good as he did in the first half of the season. Earlier in the year, he was really good and looked like a great investment, but since then, he's been a bit shaky. But here is Christopher Butchman, off the bench, storming down the right, turns his man, gets inside, and finesses the ball into the top corner, but players stopped. Players stopped. What for? Oh, and here's Dembele going for goal. Justin Bilo, big save. Well done, son. We've won quite a few corners in this game, and another one here. Once again, Villa will take. We need another good delivery here towards Amang if you can, son. And it goes instead towards Charities. Oh, it's going to go in, surely. Yes, get in. It's all over. Charities' header has gone into the back of the net, and I think Andre Schürrle might claim an own goal because it took a massive deflection on the man on the post, but it doesn't matter. It's all over. We've got the win. 3-1 to St. Pauli, and once again, it's a David Villa corner that's caused the goal. What can the 36-year-old not do? And no, it's surely going to go down as a Charities goal because it was going in, and Andre Schürrle probably should have done a little bit better, but he couldn't do so. Charities has got the goal, and that will do it. The 3-pointer in the bag, a huge win for St. Pauli. Europa League. I mean, there's 10 games to go. There's still a long way left in the season. It's a tight race right now in the table, but I'm feeling confident. Come on, St. Pauli. And there it is. The final whistle is blown here at the Signal Iduna Park, and St. Pauli have claimed a massive 3 points in their pursuit of European football for Season 3. It's a big blow for Dortmund's title hopes. Bayern now know that destiny is firmly in their hands with 10 games remaining, but for us, we're concentrating on 5th and 6th place, and after this big win, I'm fancying our chances. And when you look at the stats, we thoroughly deserved this win. We came into this game with our usual all-out attack philosophy, going in search of more goals. And the best defenders in the league shipped 3 here at home. What a performance, what a win. And I'm running out of words for this guy. I mean, I really am. 36-year-old David Villa has brought new life to St. Pauli. Now, that's a sentence I thought I'd never say. But once again, another man of the match display. 2 assists for this guy. He's been unbelievable, and if Kaka is half as good as Villa is next season, it'll be worth the money. Villa, please, dear God, please reconsider your retirement. We need you for Season 3, son, especially if we make Europe. What a legend. One of the games of the series, one of the best wins of the season, and without question, our biggest scalp since joining St. Pauli. We beat Borussia Dortmund by 3-1 away from home, and the man at the heart of everything, once again, 36-year-old David Villa, picking up 2 assists. He has been sensational. But we couldn't rest on that win though, because just a few days later, we will play host to Mainz here at the Milan Tour, aiming to make it back-to-back wins for the first time in God knows how long. Certainly in the calendar year regardless, and probably not since our fantastic run in late 2017. So Mainz were our opponents for the second game today, the second and final game, and we needed to keep that win streak going and collect another big victory here against the side right now who are in the bottom half of the table. It was the visitors who had the first chance of the game though. Justin Bilo required to make a very smart save low down to his left and keep it at 0-0, and just a few minutes later we had our first chance of the game. Thomas Olivier Amang, looking for his second goal in 2 games, was played the ball through by Charities, but the Italian didn't pick up an assist as the goalkeeper made a great save to stop our Cameroonian striker. So still goalless in this game, but just before the break, a great chance for the visitors to go in front. Holtman tried his luck from a tight angle, but once again Justin Bilo was equal to the shot and turned it behind for a corner. But we were hanging on towards the break to keep the score at 0-0, but unfortunately we couldn't do that because from the resulting corner it was flicked on at the near post, and Robin Quaison, just inside our 6-yard area, I'm sure that's a terrible pronunciation by the way, tapped in the ball and made it 1-0 to the visitors as they had a shock lead going into half-time. So St. Pauli 0, Mainz 1, and I've got to say, what has happened to the Milan Tour? I mean, seriously, it was a fortress last year. We didn't lose a single game at home, but now heading for another defeat as things stand, or certainly training going into the break, and for some reason we're not playing well at Hamburg. We're not playing well in Hamburg anymore. We haven't won a single game at home this calendar year in the league, and we just don't seem to have the same sort of feel when playing in front of our home fans. However, 15 minutes after the restart, we needed to get ourselves back on level terms, and we would do just that. David Villa getting yet another assist, playing the ball across the edge of the, or the face of the goal I should say, and the edge of the 6-yard area, and picking out his strike partner Thomas Olivier Amang for his second goal in 2 games. Maybe now the guy is finally coming good after a very struggling start to his career here at the Milan Tour, as he makes it 1-1. And I gotta say, for David Villa, it doesn't matter what player you play alongside him, he'll always play well with him. He's such a versatile striker. So 1-1 in this game. We tried to get ourselves in front for the first time as well. A man coming forward looking for his second goal of the game, but denied by the goalkeeper, and then his follow-up header was cleared off the line as it was about to trickle over it. It was still 1-1. We were pressing, we were pushing. Mainz were playing for the point at this stage, and with 8 minutes to go, we gave ourselves one final chance. De Ligt found a man who tried to play it through to our Chinese striker. Donati won the ball, but then lost it straight away. Chang went for goal. The goalkeeper saved it, but he followed in his own miss and headed the ball on the goal line over it and into the back of the net to score another late goal. Once again, this guy only scores late goals and win us the game with just over 7 minutes on the clock. A howler from Donati, not realising that Chang was breathing down his neck. The goalkeeper made a fabulous save, but I love that second replay. He wanted it more than the defender who tried to head it off the line. He beat him in the air, headed the ball in, and this is why I signed the guy. I said he's got good jumping. I said he's got good strength. He's 6'1", and he's playing taller than that right now. Does that make sense? Not really. But he won us the game. 2-1 the final score. And as a couple of you guys pointed out in the last episode, right now he's clutch. Chang is clutch. Just like as Jackie said, Callum Wilson was back in my Middlesbrough career earlier on in this FIFA year. So 2-1 the final score. We come from behind and win the game in the second half, which we did deserve. 11 shots, 6 of which fell on target, and 53% possession. And Sobiech as well came back in the team for this game as well. The first time since he was dropped, and got a man of the match display as well. The skipper wants to reclaim that armband from Moses permanently, and he put in a really, really good shift. So 2-1 the final score, a huge win. We could not afford to drop points in that game after that win against Dortmund. It would have been a real choke. We had to get those 3 points, and of course, David Villa at the heart of everything, getting the assist for the first goal, which Mang scored, and then Chang, the Chinese striker, coming up big with just a few minutes to go. What a massive, massive moment. So 2-1 the final score, we get the win, and our first win at home in the calendar year in the league. Delighted with that, and I was just so relieved come the end of the game. Remember, I breathed a huge sigh of relief once I finished recording, thinking, thank goodness for that. You guys never would have forgiven me how we had that massive win over Dortmund, and I choked in the follow-up game at home to Mainz. But still, following that, we had an academy update after a scouting update too. Put a couple more players in our academy. Ho-Hu looks pretty decent. That 17-year-old centre-back there for China, and also a couple more players still looking pretty decent. We did release one of them though, Herbert Hansen, who has a great name but not great potential, so he's gone. But yeah, the academy right now is looking pretty decent. Not exactly stacked per se, with a ton of brilliant potential to be official players, but still quite a few decent youngsters in there, and it's good to see. But also we have a squad report as well, and a quick answer, if you will, to Jacob, who in the last episode said, could you please do a squad report? Squad reports are shown, I haven't said this in a while, but squad reports are shown at the start of every single calendar month in game. So when we hit a new month, the first of every month, you'll see a squad report, and that's how I've done it for years, and that's how I keep doing it, because of course the players, they only develop in their attributes at the start of every single calendar month, so that's why I do squad reports then, just so it's easy and it times quite well. So there you go. Here's squad report regardless. You can see how the players are currently getting on. Moses with that 99 stamina, I love it so much, and how the players are currently developing right now. The future is so bright with St. Pauli, it really is, and even though this is just our first year in the Bundesliga, as Charities is now an 80 overall, I have to say, if we can finish strong with just 9 games to go and finish in the Europa League, what a season it would have been for St. Pauli in their debut year in the Bundesliga. A really great achievement, and with 9 games left, we've got a game in hand on all the teams above us. We're just 2 points off those Europa League places, and the first game of the next episode, don't miss it, because we're travelling away to the Volkspark Stadion to take on one of my former career mode teams and our rivals Hamburg in the first battle away from home against our arch enemy. But that will end today's episode of our Road to Glory career mode, guys, so a massive thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you did enjoy today's episode, then please do leave a like, as likes are of course very much appreciated, and they really help channel out as well. Much love to you all, have a fantastic day, enjoy the football tonight, and I'll see you for the next episode of our Road to Glory career mode with St. Pauli very soon.